Welcome back, friends. We are here again this week doing some more cooking for you. We're going to show you how to work with some really beautiful, next level Ahi Tuna. Look at that stuff. That is beautiful for all your sushi, poke needs, all kinds of beautiful tuna this week. Well, not all kinds, Ahi Tuna is what we're talking. Really beautiful, caught in Hawaii, absolutely gorgeous stuff. And I'm going to cook up a real simple dish with this. Now, normally I like to keep this stuff as rare to raw as much as possible, but I'm going to do a quick little seared tuna. Since we've done some sushi, we've done some poke, we've even done some seared tuna, but we're going to do it again. I'll make a nice little side dish for this. So good, and again, this stuff, look at how beautiful the color is on it. It's absolutely gorgeous. This is just kind of a random piece I pulled out of the case, and we're going to make it work. So I've got my pan heating up here, and I've got a few ingredients that I'm going to use. This is for later, but right now I've got some sesame seeds, just some black and white sesame seeds here. We sell both varieties, and I just mixed them together. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to coat the tuna in those sesame seeds while my pan gets hot. So I'm going to remove the tuna, and all you got to do is just set it in there, and those sesame seeds will stick right onto it. No problem. Just give it a few dabs. And we will be good. Go ahead and use my hands here. A little easier sometimes. And make sure we're good and covered. Now what I want to do is add just a little bit of vegetable oil to my pan. This is good and hot now. Add a little bit of vegetable oil like so. You don't need a lot. We just want to be able to get those sesame seeds nice and toasted. I'm going to go ahead and just set that in that oil there. You can hear it's already starting to kind of sizzle and do its thing, which is exactly what we want to have happen. And I'm going to just cook this really for about 30 seconds aside. This is going to go real quick. Again, we want to keep this nice and rare. We just want to get like a nice sear on the outside and get those sesame seeds toasted up. So pretty simple, pretty straightforward. We just don't want to be moving that tuna around. We want to keep it where it is, let it do its thing. Again, we're looking about 30 seconds on each side here. Just enough for those sesame seeds to start turning a little bit brown and just to start cooking the bottom of that tuna a little bit. This is a nice thick piece, so we should be able to keep it really nice and rare. And again, we do have it on feature this week. And it's just absolutely beautiful. We always love it when we have tuna on feature. So does everyone else. We've already been selling quite a bit of it today. So I've got that searing nicely. And I think we're good to give it our first little flip here. Grab my tongs again. I'm just going to flip it. Oh, let's try to flip it on its side. And you can see we've got kind of a nice golden brown thing going on there. That crust has started to develop. And we're just going to cook it for the same amount of side on each side. Now again, I have kind of a goofy piece of tuna here that I pulled from the case. It's kind of a weird shape, but it'll work. You know, you just got to kind of work with it a little bit. Sometimes you got to hold it in place while it cooks and toasts. No big deal. And this is looking good. Those sesame seeds are toasting off nicely, which is exactly what we want to have happen. And while that's going, I'm actually going to add a few more to the top. I rub some off with the tongs. If that happens to you, you can always add a little bit more back on. Patch your tuna. Nothing super complicated. Sure, you could. You could use really anything. Coating the tuna is really going to help us just protect that meat and keep it from getting too overcooked. You could use panko breadcrumbs. You could do a mix of things. In fact, I thought about throwing some coconut flakes in with the sesame seeds and doing that. Or panko and coconut. Dried coconut would work really well. There's a lot of different things you could do here. There's no reason you couldn't. Panko would be really, really nice. Yeah, you just want, again, something on the outside to help protect that tuna, give it a little bit of a crust, let you cook it nice and rare. So Again, lots of things would work. Again, I really want to do this kind of thing with the coconut. Again, what I would recommend is mixing panko and coconut together. I ran out of all my coconut flakes, so I didn't have any left to use for that today. So sesame seeds it is. But again, it's very nice. All right. So now I'm going to cook this weird top spot. I'm going to start by lifting it up a little bit so that I can toast that end piece. Because again, it's a little bit rounded. So I'm kind of showing you how to do it. Caribbean twist, that'd be perfect. Again, the coconut. We did the crispy coconut thing with the snapper a couple weeks ago, which turned out really, really beautifully. And I think that something similar would go really nicely with the tuna. And again, I'm just searing it off. Again, I got kind of a goofy shaped piece here, so I'm using my spatula to prop it up just to toast that kind of rounded edge there, you see? So if you've ever got kind of a weird piece of tuna that you want to do this with, this is how you would go. Otherwise, you could trim it up, make it a nice rectangle shape, and use your scrap to make a poke, which is something I also very much like to do. There we go. So now let's get that top. Looking good, looking good, looking good. Again, this is very easy to do, and I'm just going to make a very simple side dish to go along with this. Nothing super complicated. Again, we're looking for a nice, quick weeknight meal with this tuna. So I want to keep it pretty simple. Looking good. Flip. Perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and remove this from my pan. Actually, I'm going to give this bottom side just a little bit more of a toasting. It looks like it didn't quite get cooked the way I want it to. So again, I'm just going to kind of hold it up, let that toast for a second, and then I'm going to go ahead and pull it. And there we go. So I'm going to set it off to the side here while I make my side, which I'm going to do with a little bit of some baby spinach I've got here. I'm going to throw that in my pan. I'm going to pop and splatter a little bit because it's hot. I'm going to start wilting this down. And we're going to do kind of a take on a creamed spinach. So I'm just going to get this sort of wilting, like so. Turn my pan down a little bit because this won't take very long. And start to kind of deglaze that pan, pick up some of those sesame seeds that were left over from the tuna. Really nice. Perfect. All right, so I've got my spinach in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in a little bit of coconut milk to this. So again, this is kind of a play on a creamed spinach. So I've got some just regular coconut milk that I'm going to add. Let's stir this together. It's looking good. I'm going to add a bit more spinach to this mix. I like to save a little bit for the end so that I get some that cook down real nice and some that just sort of simmer off towards the end. It's looking really good. Now you could have sauteed up some onions and some garlic and some shallots here first and then added your spinach. That would be really nice. What I'm going to do, because I don't have that, I'm going to go back to my pickled ginger trick. So I got my pickled ginger here, and I'm just going to add a little bit of that liquid to my pan just to give it a little bit of acidity, a little bit of that ginger flavor. I'm going to hit it with a little soy sauce just for some seasoning. And let's see, I'm going to turn it down a little bit too low. There we go. And I'm just going to kind of cook this until that coconut cream reduces down a bit more. It's really nice and coats that spinach really, really well. So while that goes, I'm going to go ahead and make a little relish or a salsa, however you want to kind of look at it. And I'm going to do that by slicing up some shallots, nice and thinly, like so. Add these to a bowl. And this is just going to be a nice little topper for our tuna and spinach. Slice, slice, slice. Got my shallots. I'm gonna add in a little fresh cilantro. If you don't like cilantro, don't use it. And I'm gonna go in and use some of this pickled ginger. Because again, I think this adds just a nice little touch to everything. You can see that coconut cream is becoming kind of nice and caramely colored from the soy sauce. And it's cooking down coconut spinach really, really nicely. So I'm just gonna grab some of this. Again, this would be optional. You could use fresh grated ginger if you wanted to. That would be really nice. Again, garlic, green onions, all that stuff would be fantastic here. I'm just giving this, again, just kind of a rough chop. This is gonna go right in like so. And then let's hit it with a little lime juice. Like so. Here's a good tip. If the lime doesn't want to give you a lot of juice, you can take a fork and stick the fork in there and kind of twist it around, and then you'll break open some of those cell walls inside that lime, and that'll get you all that juice that you're looking for. So I've got my lime juice and my favorite chili oil. I'm gonna use this just to add a little bit of warmth and heat here. You could do some crushed jalapenos in here. That would be really nice as well. And then I'm just gonna add some soy sauce. And I'm gonna toss this all together. And we've got a nice little sort of almost Asian style salsa verde here for our tuna. Be really nice. You could chop up some cherry tomatoes, throw that in here if you had some of those available. That would be really nice too. There we go. You can see that coconut milk has kind of come to a nice sauce consistency, which is again exactly what we're kind of looking for here. So I'm going to turn that off. I'm going to go ahead. I've got a little plate here. So let's get this all prepped up. Take some of my spinach, put it right on my plate. Oh, this smells great. Beautiful. So we've got our spinach on there. Now, of course, we've got our tuna, which we're gonna need to slice. Now, having a sharp knife when slicing tuna is very important because tuna can be a little finicky. All right, let's see how I did here. That's a pretty nice looking piece of tuna, wouldn't you say? Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. We'll go ahead and just kind of fan it out here on our plate. Like so. And you see, when you cook it for the same amount of time on each side, you get that nice even ring around the edge, which is exactly what we want to have happen. All right. That is some beautiful, well, let's spin it around, make everything go the same direction. Beautiful, beautiful tuna. Very, very, very nice. We've got some of our salsa here. Which I'm just gonna put right on top. Again, this is just gonna add just a nice little pop of flavor. It's gonna go well with that spinach. Really, really nice. You can hit it with a little bit more cilantro if we want, sort of around our plate. Really nice. And then, let's do one more thing. You can hit it with a few extra sesame seeds, just to make the whole thing sort of pop. And then, you all know I love my chili oil. This stuff is fantastic, not super hot, but pretty nice. And I like to just kind of garnish my plate with a little bit of this. Very, very good. Lime wedges. There we go. All right. Now look at that. That is a beautiful plate, and it took so little time to make. You see how nice that is? Got that nice cream spinach. You can see a little bit of that coconut milk there back there with those chili drops on there. Just beautiful. This is so easy to make. Again, we've got tuna on feature all week, so definitely now is the time to come in, check that out. Get yourself set up with some of this beautiful tuna, whether you're making sushi or sashimi or doing something like this. No matter what you're gonna do, it's gonna turn out beautiful. So hopefully we'll see you down. We'll be back again on Thursday with some more fun stuff, so definitely check back then. We'll have some more fun specials this week that we're getting ready to announce, so definitely pay attention for that. 'Tis the season for outdoor cooking. Got tons of grilling stuff available. We've still got some of our dry aged fish available, so if you're looking for that, definitely hit us up. We're all about the dry aged fish right now. It's super beautiful, super nice, super fun to work with. So if you're interested, definitely now's the time to check it out. Otherwise, thanks so much for tuning in. Make sure after this video airs, it will be available on our Facebook page. I'll upload it to YouTube, share it with your friends, let them know. Otherwise, we will talk tomorrow. So stay safe, eat well, see you soon.